welcome to this episode or video where I will be doing a live exploration of something that sort of just come up for me. I was talking to someone, and maybe it can be quite nice to talk about it out loud and just see where this goes. No plan, but I was having a conversation with someone, and we were talking about how a lot of the time I was feeling some form of stress or like pressure to be doing stuff or just applying this pressure to myself to be doing things, and we were talking in the context of doing very beneficial things for myself, so journaling, meditating, working to be there for myself, be present with myself, trying to connect with my inner voice to help me make decisions that I've been trying to connect with, as something I've been trying to change and improve about myself. But throughout that conversation, I sort of had this realization where previously, before I quit my job, my life before this sort of was constant stress and constant pressure to perform and do well at work, and then I sort of wanted to stop that because of so much of the stress and pressure, right? And when I do stop that, I still find myself applying the same pressure, the same stress to myself, in some other way, like it's just manifesting or coming out in a different way, or through a different a topic. So I think it is interesting that, and I guess the pattern here is that I'm still somehow finding a way to apply this pressure to myself, whether it's through something that is externally applied to me. I guess in that case, I'm referring to it like a job, but in this case, it's also, and my mindset before was that it's the external things that are applying the pressure onto me. But of course, there's in this case, it's like I'm still trying to find this pressure and stress, even through good things, through beneficial things for me, self-development, inner work, whatever. And it's fascinating because obviously that stress, that pressure comes from me applying it to myself, and there's potentially some form of an addiction that comes with that, because yes, see, good, this is why it's good to talk out loud, because that's where you're getting external validation, and greater self-worth is around. So my application of pressure to myself, regardless of the circumstance or situation, it's never external, it's never anything other than really myself that is applying this pressure. Yeah, so the pattern is applying this pressure and stress to myself, because that feeling is associated with external validation, which actually makes me feel better. I hope that was articulated well. So I guess it's just me, this video is just me kind of exploring the same self-inflicted pressures through positive, beneficial things, but that being the pattern that arises, as that's the thing that actually is associated with or correlates with self-value, self-worth, and feeling like I'm doing good, right? So I just figure it's an interesting point of view to see how some patterns can just continue to apply themselves in this underlying current of addiction, or the word I used before, association. So I have an association where stress and pressure will result in I'm doing good, I'm validated from something, whether it's the outcome, the money or whatever it is. Maybe you can relate to this. Maybe not. Maybe this is rambling, but who knows? I just figure it's quite cathartic to talk about it out loud, and probably rewatch this. And it would also be interesting to get other people's experiences as well, and to hear their experience on this. But now, I guess, knowing this, my question to myself is like, what do I do? What do I do from here? What do I do moving forward? And I guess seeking the motivation and asking myself, where does the momentum come from for my decisions and the things that I'm doing? And how can I link this back to finding a way to do the things I want to do, but from a place of love and from a place of already feeling like what I'm doing is good enough, right? Trying to feel that in me, whatever it is that I'm doing, it's like I don't need to do anything external or internal, like productively internal, to feel enough, right? We're all already enough. And conceptually, you get that, right? Conceptually, we understand that. We all are good enough, and it's easy to say, and it's easy to give advice on that, right? Which I say that all the time to people, right? It's easy to do that, but the challenge is like finding it, catching it in the moment, and changing it yourself, like actually changing it, and doing that whole process, but being kind and caring with yourself. So I guess in this, there is some slight lesson, which is like, when you do find patterns, when you do see patterns about yourself, in this instance, I think that what I'm doing is rather healthy because I'm not beating myself up about it. Whoa, shit. So if you are someone who is going through some developmental work for yourself, you're trying to identify patterns or repeat patterns, triggers, whatever, and you see them, they keep coming up, and conceptually you get it, you understand it, of course, but I knew this stuff before, but it keeps coming up, and when that does happen, it's like you the first step, I guess, is to be able to like objectively see that, and then not correlate that with like I'm doing bad, I'm fucking up, or like I'm making all these mistakes and like beating myself up. This is step one, is to not do that. And then I guess step two is to continue to be, yes, compassionate and empathetic with yourself, but also asking some maybe deeper questions on like what is it that you're actually getting from this. Maybe you have some addiction to some emotion or feeling, or you have, in my case, this stress and pressure. It's like, what am I actually getting from that? And in this case, I guess what I'm getting from that is when I'm applying that stress and pressure, I correlate that with I'm doing a better job, or like I'm starting to do enough. So then next time and in future, when I start to feel this pressure, I can use that trigger moment as a reminder. Hopefully, obviously it's a lot easier said than done, but use that trigger and moment of stress and pressure to sort of like ask myself a question. Wait, where's this coming from? What am I doing? What am I getting out of this? And why? Where is this stress and pressure coming from? Is it from me? And what am I associating that stress and pressure to in that time? So in real time, I will, and maybe you can too, be able to capture the exact moments, so then you're not letting those moments dictate you. So in this instance, I was stressed and pressured about some, not having some routine here while I'm traveling. And ideally, now that I've done this video and I'm talking about it, next time I'm feeling that stress and pressure, in the moment, use that as my signal to pause, stop, sort of review the situation in the moment, right then and there, while still being compassionate and loving towards myself. And then my next move forward is going to be something from a place of love. And, maybe I'm reminding myself, yes, I'm good enough. I don't need the external validation from anything, anyone to tell me or to allow me to love myself. it's something that I'm working on doing already, and try to sit and feel that for myself. A lot of the time, child work works very well for this. But yeah, so I feel like that's come around enough. I'm gonna end the video here because I didn't want this to be too long. I can't see the time actually. What is it? 10 minutes. It's perfect for YouTube. So thank you for listening. Maybe it's insightful. Maybe it's just entertaining actually, just to see someone talking in real time about all of this stuff, because you have the thoughts and you go through and you ramble, and then eventually you start tying pieces together and then seeing it in a bigger picture, and then something comes out of it. So if it's good for anything, if it's not good for anything, then at least it's going to be good for me to watch back. So, and cathartic for me to talk. But yes, thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Grateful, and have a great day or night or whatever you're doing, and be happy. Thanks.